Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Dana. I upload new videos at least once a week, but since I had so many teas to try before Christmas, this past week I've done a couple extras, so now is a great time to subscribe to my channel so you can stay on top of all of my new videos. And if you're new to the tea journey and you're just starting to get into tea, I also have something that might help you. I recently wrote an ebook, it's called The Basics of Tea, I'll link it down below. And my intention was to just help to provide a base of knowledge, so when you go into tea stores or you're like trying to decide what teas to try first, you can feel confident about getting started. Before today, I have a Christmas tea to review, and it is from Plum Deluxe tea, and it's called Gingerbread Chai Tea. First, let's get our tea steeping. Okay, now we can set it to the side, let it steep, and check out the loose tea. Let's go ahead and read the little description and the ingredients. So it has the big Plum Deluxe logo thing, and it says always fresh and thoughtfully sourced. And it's gingerbread chai tea, and it says spicy and comforting, like a favorite blanket, pair with winter rituals and comforting traditions. And the ingredients are black tea, honeybush tea, cinnamon, orange peel, ginger, cardamom, allspice, clove, black pepper, calendula, flavor essence, joy, and gratitude. And since it is a black tea, it of course has caffeine. I don't know actually, I don't know how gingerbready it smells to me so far, but let's take a look at it. I see those calendula petals, but here's how it looks in the spoon. As you can see, those like yellow petals on top, those are the calendula. And it's interesting to me that they have a floral ingredient in a gingerbread tea. So I tried David's Tea's Gingerbread Blondie earlier in the season, and I was pretty let down by it because it didn't taste like gingerbread at all. It was like ginger vanilla, so it tastes like a ginger whipped cream, which is good too, but since it was called Gingerbread Blondie, I was really hoping to get like that molasses sort of flavor you get with real gingerbread, because gingerbread is one of my favorite things. I look forward to it every year. So I'm hoping that this one has a little bit more of that dark flavor I was hoping for. Here's how it looks on the plate. You can see the black tea and the honeybush and the calendula. And then there are some fruit bits. Those must be the orange peel. So there's like these chunks. There aren't many chunks. Everything is like small ingredients, like leaves and flowers and stuff. The black tea is super dark. And then I see the calendula. The honeybush are these little like brown pieces in there. So those are very small, fine pieces as well. And I do know that Plum Deluxe does their cardamom powdered, so that we won't even be able to really see in this, but rest assured it's there. So as far as spices, we have cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, allspice, clove, black pepper. So we do have a nice amount of good strong spices, which is really what I kind of look for in a gingerbread. Like those really nice spices, but also the molasses. So I don't see how we would get any molasses kind of flavor except if it's from the flavor essence, which I think is similar to natural flavor. Also, it's interesting that there's orange peel in this too. The orange peel and the calendula are really interesting to me, because I'm like, how is that gonna contribute to a gingerbread flavor? I'm super curious. So I think it would be good to go on plumdeluxe.com and see if they have some more information, because I am intrigued about some of these ingredients. So on the website it says gingerbread chai tea, and then in parentheses it says gingerbread spice. So sometimes with Plum Deluxe, it's like different names for the same tea. And I kind of wonder why they do that, but this one is limited edition. In the picture, it does look a little different than it looks in front of me. It looks like it has bigger pieces of ginger that I don't really see in my little bag of tea here. So it says, the seasonal holiday tea is available through the end of January. And it says, 'tis the season for wonderful holiday rituals, including piping hot, comforting mugs of chai. Our limited edition winter chai is both spicy and comforting, like a favorite blanket, Rich and flavorful spices combined with a smooth black tea from Sri Lanka and a pinch of sweet and earthy honeybush tea. Pair it with your favorite winter rituals and traditions, and maybe some gingerbread. Suggested uses: steeps up a wonderful cup of tea by itself, which is what we're doing today, or enhance it with a drop of sweetener and a splash of cream. Whips up into a beautiful chai latte or even a cocktail. Looks like it has some good reviews on here too, but I'm not gonna read them because I like to be surprised. So as I was saying, that gingerbread blondie tea from David's Tea was like, it was such a letdown for me because it was such a light flavor. Whereas like with gingerbread, I just love that depth of flavor where you taste like the ginger and the molasses and all those spices. Like I love how like deep that flavor is. Also the texture of a gingerbread cookie is just like the best ever. But as a fan of gingerbread, I was just like, I was really let down by that tea. And I was like, well, you know, there's ginger in it, so I'll drink it anyway. But if I'm honest, I haven't drank any of the gingerbread blondie since I tried it on my channel with you guys. I'm hoping that this one will be like sort of the redemption I'm looking for, where it's gonna actually taste like gingerbread and be super delicious and like dark and a little spicy and warming. I do like the fact that they called it gingerbread chai, because that leads me to believe that it will be really nice and spiced. But then again, even if they didn't say chai, I feel like the name gingerbread implies that you will get that nice spiciness because that's what you expect from a gingerbread cookie. So I'm hoping it'll be really an improvement over what I tried before in the gingerbread realm. But a lot of you guys recommended really awesome gingerbread teas to me that I didn't have a chance to try this year because I've just been so busy and like my funds have gone to Christmas presents and necessities, and I haven't really been able to treat myself. Since I'm a Plum Deluxe ambassador, all the tea that I got from Plum Deluxe in my last order didn't really cost me anything. You know, I went a little bit over, so I had to spend a little of my own money, but I was lucky enough to have like accumulated enough money to do a really nice haul and to grab some Christmas teas before the season is up. So that's the only reason I was able to grab this gingerbread tea in particular, but I definitely have a Bird in the Blend gingerbread tea on my list for next year. I have not tried Bird and Blend yet, but I have got a lot of recommendations on that one, and I'm hoping to try some of their other teas too in the new year because I've heard a lot of good things about them. But Plum Deluxe is really awesome. I love like their message. Andy is the name of the owner of the company, and it's cool to be able to like put a face with a company. Whereas, you know, I love big tea companies like David's Tea and Adagio, but you can't really like put a face on it, you know, like there isn't really like someone that you see like making the tea and putting like their heart into it. So I do appreciate Andy for that. I think that's awesome. And I do love that they put love and gratitude on their ingredients list of almost all of their teas. But I think we're about good to remove the infuser. We have a nice dark cup of tea. Look at that. And honestly, I do smell like that honeybush and calendula, so I'm hoping when I actually taste it, it's gonna taste like gingery and spicy and like gingerbready. But I feel like since it is a chai, I guess I can kind of give it a pass if it doesn't taste exactly like gingerbread, because it's like a chai inspired by gingerbread and not just gingerbread. I'm hoping for the best, but we'll see. I haven't tried a whole lot of teas with Honeybush. It seems like David's Tea doesn't use Honeybush a whole lot, and they're like probably my most drank tea of the year and of ever. But I know I've tried a couple of Adagio blends like a long time ago that had Honeybush, and it wasn't really my favorite. I'm always open to giving it another shot, but I'm actually kind of curious what Honeybush is. I sort of think of it as something similar to rooibos, because rooibos is also from a bush plant, so I don't know if they're actually similar at all, but I'm gonna look up Honeybush and see the origins and what it is. Ooh, okay, so it's a plant. It's called Cyclopia, or Cyclopia, like Cyclops. That's interesting, but here's how it looks. It's like a yellow flower. It says Cyclopia, better known as the common name Honeybush, is a genus of some 20 species of flowering plants in the legume family. It's indigenous to the Cape of South Africa, which is similar to rooibos again, because rooibos is also from South Africa. It's used to make a beverage and a medicinal tea, having a pleasant, mildly sweet taste and aroma, somewhat like honey. So that's cool. I was correct. It is kind of similar to a rooibos, but I feel like it's like a little bit lighter. Like rooibos is like that, like once it's processed, it's that like nice deep red color, and it has like that nice sweetness and that like mineral sort of taste going on. Whereas Honeybush, I feel like does have that like honey note, and that's kind of what separates it for me. But I think we can go ahead and try it. It has a very nice taste. I taste the Honeybush and I like it, but I'm not sure that it's reading gingerbread for me. It's very smooth and nice. Like the black tea is very smooth. It doesn't have any astringency to it, which I really like. If I'm gonna drink black tea, I like it really smooth, so that's great. I don't know though. I don't think I'm getting really a gingerbread taste. Especially with all of those spices, I feel like I'm not tasting the spices as much as I'd like. Like I really don't taste the ginger very much. I am getting the cloves. I feel like instead of going a molassesy route, it kind of went towards like that honey note route. Like it's almost like a, I don't know. I feel like the calendula was a weird choice too, because I am tasting sort of like a florally like honey thing, which I know comes from like Honeybush. So I am kind of curious why they put the Honeybush in this, because it's not really striking me as so much of like a spiced tea. Like it's not so much of like a chai. And I do think it's the Honeybush that's kind of diluting it for me. I mean, as far as like being closer to gingerbread than the David's Tea Gingerbread Blondie was, I can definitely say yes, this is so much more gingerbready than that was. But you know me, I want a stronger hit of ginger. I can like just barely feel the spices, you know? When you can feel them like in your throat, I can sort of feel them, but I just wish they were a little stronger. And also like, it's not really something that Plum Deluxe would do, but I feel like this could have been good with like some sugar crystals in it. And I know I can add that on my own, but I just never do that. But I feel like with a gingerbread tea or like other like decadent holiday teas, I feel like they really do benefit from that little kick of sweetness, especially if it could have been like a dark sugar crystal, like the kind that David's Tea put in their sweet potato pie. I don't know if it was just like some kind of rock sugar that was a little darker, or what it was that like gave it its dark color and that like sort of like caramelized kind of flavor. But also on the other hand, I do have to respect Plum Deluxe for not sweetening the teas, because I know a lot of people don't like having their teas like pre-sweetened. They like to decide on the level of sweetness. So, I mean, I understand why they don't do it, but at the same time, I feel like it could make it a little bit closer to a gingerbread taste. Yeah, I feel like the orange peel, Honeybush, and calendula sort of like don't go, like they don't really bring it any closer to gingerbread, but also like they do add a brightness. And I mean, I like a brightness in a chai, so if I'm thinking of this as a chai, it's good. But yeah, those notes kind of bring it away from gingerbread for me. So maybe next year I'll kind of make it my mission to try like all of the gingerbread teas, kind of like how I tried all of the chais this year that I could possibly get my hands on. Maybe next year will be like the year of gingerbread for me. I mean, I could see this as gingerbread, I could. But if I didn't know what it was, like if I just received a plain bag of tea and didn't know what this was, I'd be like, huh, this is a nice chai. This is a nice, you know, so it's good. It really is, but it's not gingerbready. I think it's the molasses. The real question is, can you replicate a molasses flavor in a tea? Especially without using like any kind of artificial ingredients. I know they have like flavor essence in this tea, but it's just not, it's like, it's just missing that like dark thing. Yeah, it doesn't taste like Christmas. Like it doesn't taste like a Christmas tea. It just tastes like a really good chai. Maybe my perception of what a Christmas tea should be is a little bit warped because David's tea tends to go really decadent this time of year. They do things that has all kinds of flavors and like all kinds of like sugar and stuff. So maybe that's just like my taste buds and my preference, but it doesn't taste Christmassy to me. Either way, it's a nice chai. I love Plum Deluxe. I love their teas for like everyday teas. Like even though it's not like as gingerbready as I was hoping, I can confidently say I'll finish this off. I have finished off every chai I bought from Plum Deluxe really fast because I mean, it's not a huge portion, and at the same time, like I really do like their chais. It's just not, it's not gingerbready, but it still is something I really like. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of Plum Deluxe's gingerbread chai. I hope you are having a beautiful day and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.